we go.
We do that a lot. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I try and add it into the videos now.
Do you?
Yeah. What?
Hey everybody, welcome to Seriously Lighthearted Yoga. Today we're going to be talking about a cycle, if you will.
Fun little flow.
Yeah, sort of,
Not
but it's more
way.
of it's more of a mental something to think about. It is the cycle of creation, preservation, and destruction. How those all kind of tie into each other. They are not equal and opposite parts by any means, but what is their yogic relation to what people are going to be doing?
Yeah, guys. So this idea of creation, preservation, and destruction that is prevalent in pretty much everything we do is something I want you to be aware of in yoga, because it's talked about a lot in yoga and yogic texts when you're talking about the philosophy. But for example, like when you get on your mat and are practicing asana poses, you are creating a pose every time you come into the pose. That's a form of creation. You're preserving it throughout the whole time you're holding it, and then you destroy it when you come out. So I would like to leave you with this idea that creation, preservation, and destruction are all completely necessary, have to happen. Creation isn't better than destruction as we like to think it is here. If you think about it, creation is just another form of destruction. It's just an arbitrary point where we say that something is being made and not destroyed. It is fairly arbitrary in my mind. You're creating something and then it gets preserved. So the beginning of that period of preservation, you could say, is the creation that's happening. And then at the very end of whatever you're sustaining, preserving, whatever is happening, that is the destruction. And that's the only reason why we change or differentiate between creation and destruction. Again, you destroy something though, and that's a different form of creation. So don't see destruction as any worse than creation.
You're just looking at it from a different perspective is really kind of where it comes in. And the other thing that's important to point out about this is we're not just talking about your physical practice too. I mean, obviously,
it's just something that's everywhere.
It's obvious that, when I'm in downward dog and then I proceed into plank pose, I'm destroying the downward dog position and creating the plank pose, and then I'm sustaining the plank pose for a certain amount of time. That's pretty obvious, but there's also a mental component to this. It happens in your mind. In not only like meditation practices, but in any everyday thoughts. You're creating the thought, the idea in your head, you are sustaining that and thinking about it for a given amount of time, and then you stop thinking about it. You end and cease, thus destroying that thought. Move on to your next thought. It's something that's present everywhere. It is a cycle. There is no start, there is no finish, there's it
As
is
we
it.
said, a kind of arbitrary point differentiation between creation and destruction.
Yeah, it's very much a loop. It's and you don't there's no start or beginning to the loop. It's all interconnected.
It's already going.
So yeah. So give that some thought. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Create a high five with somebody.
We'll talk about loops another day.
Sustain the high five and then destroy the high five by not continuing to high five. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.